Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Dicey Experience. My name's Jason Sketch, I am the DM for this wonderful podcast. With me tonight are four awesome other gamers. To my right is Lazy Man Gamer. Lazy Man, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Hello, my name is Lazy Man Gamer. I play Jean Lafayette, the Harengon rogue, who is petrified out of his mind right now.
And sitting in front of me is my main man Meerkat.
Hey, this is Meerkat. I am playing Lucas Vanderweer, the human cleric.
And last but not least, Dolan Soul.
Hey everybody, tonight I am playing Crew Saipan, the warlock turtle that just wants to go home.
Just wants to go home. Of course you do, crew. Of course you do. Well, let's continue the story, shall we? Last time, our party group known as the Fates were traveling in a goblin cave down a creepy tunnel when we stopped and took a moment to experience some of the history from Lucas's background. Lucas, what happened in your background?
Well, we explored my early years as a child at my farm, and my friends coming over to play ball, Kaylin and Zaylee. We found a goblin child in the fields and decided, under heavy suspicion, to guide him back to his forest. And for doing that, he gave me a heated, moss-covered stone.
That's right. And when we come back from that small adventure in your history, and we watch the party continue down this path until they reach their destination at the end, standing on a red carpet. Above them, they see the Nilbog dancing around and happily holding a piece of the map, while we look around the room and see goblins just deadpan-faced and almost in a trance. Of course, there's a few up above you that are screaming and shaking their cages. But he smiles and mentions your goddess's name, Lyra.
Nobody's attacking us or doing anything?
No, nobody's attacking you guys. You know, he's still up there kind of on the ledge dancing a little bit, and the rest of the goblins kind of have deadpan faces, so they're not really trying to move or do anything. And then, of course, there's the few that are dressed up like pirates, acting out some sort of piratey scene on the stage, but none of them really seem to want to be aggressive towards you or anything like that.
Crew is going to turn around and look at the door that closed behind them. Are the bugbeggars, guarding it? Is it something that we could possibly get back to?
Yeah, I mean, there's two large goblin bugbear creatures kind of guarding the door, but, no, there's no handle on it or anything. But there's doors there.
Just gonna walk over to it and push just to see if they open back up.
Head towards the door, the two goblinoid bugbear creatures kind of stand in front of the door and point their spears at you. A little aggressively. They don't move towards you, but they definitely point their spears at you, kind of saying, bro, you really need to rethink this.
Whoa. Okay. We're all good here.
They nod their heads, stand straight back up, and with their deadpan faces still. And then they put their spears to their sides and return to guarding the door like they were before.
Well, I guess we're not getting out of here that way.
You wanted to leave already? But we haven't even started the tea party.
Tea party?
Why, yes. Everyone loves tea. And he claps his hands and poofs down at the table down by you and is sitting at the head of the table. Spread out across this table is a tea set with crumpets and tea and nice silverware and nice dishes and stuff. You know, the things you need for a tea party.
I start making my way down the carpet, the red carpet, towards the table.
John does too, and as he's walking, he comments over his shoulder to the captain. I feel like I've read this book before.
Books? I didn't know you read books.
Don't you?
Well, I don't think I really want to talk about that right now.
That explains so much.
Rue is just going to be looking around the room, about high off the of ground are the goblins tied in their cages?
Oh man, probably about a good 60 feet.
Okay. So falling would probably kill them.
Oh yeah, falling would definitely kill them.
Is it the falling or the sudden stop at the end?
Good question. Do we want to deliver that for a while?
It's about 50-50.
I guess it depends on their HP versus their D6 roll,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
John pulls out a chair and puts his flintlock down on one side of his place, the silverware and everything, and pulls out his rapier and sets it down, up against the chair, and gets ready for tea.
Is there food or anything like that?
oh yeah, man, it's chock full of stuff. You got your cake, your crumpets, your sugar cubes, anything you might need for tea. It's there. Anything you can think of for tea, it's available to you.
I look over the spread and I say to the jester, "This is a spread fit for a king."
Oh yes, I am the king of the goblins.
I dramatically bow to him and go, "Your Honor, we are humbled by your presence, and I would welcome having tea with you."
He smiles real big as you bow to him, and he giggles and laughs and says, "Oh, wonderful! I'm so glad to have some guests for tea. Come, sit quickly." And he claps his hands, and the goblins that were doing the mock play of pirates stop what they were doing, come over, and begin to serve you guys tea, crumpets, and cake.
Before Crew eats anything, he's going to sniff the food. Does it smell like a crumpet should, or does it have like a rancid smell, or is it
Roll an investigation check.
a natural one?
Buddy, this is the first time Crew's ever seen a crumpet, and he has no idea if it smells good or bad for a crumpet.
I think I'm going to pass on that.
Do you know what kind of tea you would like?
I'll take some Earl Grey, please.
One of the goblins grabs the teapot in front of you and runs over to the pool of water behind you guys and fills it with water, and runs back and throws some Earl Grey herbs into the pot and begins to boil it over some fire.
I reach out and take a crumpet and start buttering it.
Butter is rich and creamy, and you're surprised how elegant and smoothly it is able to be buttered on the crumpet.
Can I take a bite and see if it tastes okay before I swallow it?
Yes, you may.
I'll take a bite.
Yeah, it's great. It's the best crumpet you ever had. The butter's fantastic.
Can I look at the Nilbog before I swallow?
Yeah, you may. What are you looking for?
Is he excited for me to be eating, or is there like any kind of expression that would make me not want to do what I'm about to do?
Oh, he's completely happy. He's got his feet up on the table. You see he's got some little pink shoes. He's got a cup of tea in his hands, and he's smiling real big and, sipping real loud. Like, oof. Like, John, you've been to some, like, royal noble places. Crossed the line.
The whole time Lucas is starting to bite into the crumpet, Crew is just staring at him in, like, awe. Like, you're braver than I thought. or more stupid than I thought.
I'll swallow and see what happens. I'll wait a few minutes, and then if that doesn't upset me, I'll continue eating.
You wait a little bit, and nothing seems to be churning in your stomach. You don't feel like you need to go poop. Everything seems fine.
This crumpet is amazing. How did you come by this?
Oh, I get the best of the best, of course. Why would I want to buy anything less? We make it here in house.
How do you make the butter?
Points over to the two bugbears. They churn it with their big old meaty fists. It's a lot of fun to watch. A couple of cows that we've brought here. Brown cows. Very pretty brown cows.
Okay, at least it's from cows and not the bugbears.
That's where I thought that was going initially.
Me too.
Yes, that's right. You can milk anything with nipples. That's bugbear butter.
Surprisingly sweet.
I can't believe it's not butter. How long have you been the king of the goblins?
When did Muhammad make the world?
That is a good question.
Do we know?
You guys can roll history or religion checks, whatever you prefer.
Drew doesn't know anything.
Okay.
5.
I also got a 5. John's gonna say, I believe he made it when it came into existence.
Yes, very good. Extra crumpet for you, and a crumpet appears in your mouth. Poof, already there.
John reluctantly chews it and swallows.
Nilbog claps his hands. It all seemed like a lot of fun. I followed a team around called the Gyms of Hell. They were not this exciting.
Have we heard of the Gyms of Hell?
You can roll history checks, yeah.
Ooh, this actually may be good.
11.
11, okay.
13.
16.
Yeah, so Jean and Lucas, you guys have all heard of the Gyms of Hell. Though some of you more than others, John and Lucas, you know that they are a team of adventurers that have been adventured in about 30-ish years. But they adventured and traveled around and apparently helped save the world from a lich attack. You don't know anything more than that other than the group that fought a giant lich. Brew, however, you kind of know that there was different variations of this party. It kind of started off with like a furbolg and a little human boy and a ranger elf and a drow that traveled together for a while. But as the team changed over time, a couple of times towards the end, it was a man from another world and a couple of vampires, both half elves, that finished out the team. You don't know enough about them to be like, oh yeah, that's like best trading card out there, and have your Charizard to beat your war turtle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Know enough to know they're an adventuring party and some pretty cool stuff.
So you say the Gyms of Hell aren't near as exciting as us?
Oh no, they never had tea with me. They did to shoot me away.
They shot you away?
Shoot, like,
Ah.
go away. Why are you bothering us? Just trying to give them tips and tricks on how to be good adventurers, but they didn't want me around. I don't see what the problem was.
Do you have any tips or tricks or maps for us?
Yes, be strong.
That's a good tip. How about a trick? Do you have a trick for us? You already gave us a trick. You had a crumpet appear in my mouth, so all that's left is a map. Would you have a map for us?
Got a map that leads to treasure, but you're gonna have to earn it.
Well,
Just give it to us. It doesn't work that way. My map. I found it.
How are we going to earn it from you?
Lucas here is a fantastic chef. Perhaps he could see if he can improve on your butter or crumpet recipe.
Improve on my butter and crumpet recipe?
He's quite skilled. You should see the things he can do with a rat.
There are many things you can do with butter. Stand up, grab some butter off the table, and then start opening my pouch and trying to fix something that I think is superior. Some kind of like garlic herb butter instead of the normal butter that they have.
Okay. Yeah. Cooking check.
18.
Oh. What is that?
I grab a roll or a piece of bread or something, and I slather it on the piece of bread, and I hand it to him. For you, my liege.
Oh. Served now? Oh, lovely. He takes a bite. Oh. This is very impressive, but not enough to trade for a treasure map. I've got my good buddy Zeke's can cook like this.
Is that a cook-off challenge?
Not here, but I could guide you to him at some point.
I accept.
You accept? I'll put that in the books. Then why don't we test your valor? See how strong you all are. Beat me, give you a map.
Arm wrestling contest. I like it.
I was thinking a little something more than that. Combat, you are pirates, aren't you?
Where's your chess set?
I've got some up there, and he points by my throne.
It would be us 4 against you.
Against me and my friends. Huh?
That puts us a little outnumbered, doesn't it? That doesn't hardly seem fair.
It's testing your valor.
There must be some other way that we can resolve this. You said that there was a second part of the map. Maybe we can go find that.
Ah, yes. Second part to the map. The kobolds have it. You want to burn their house down? Just take the whole island and burn it to the ground? Anime sparkle in his eyes.
Seems a bit excessive.
How about we just retrieve the map? Or the other half of the map.
So you would rather test your valor against some kobolds instead of me? Are you afraid to take on a guardian?
Guardian?
What is a guardian?
The cook should know. He serves one.
I serve Lyra.
She's very pretty. Hope I get to meet her here soon. See her face to face. It's been about 2,000 years.
That's not really something she does. But I can put in the good word for you.
Oh, well. Good word won't get me a map.
But we can.
Ah. So you're saying I should give you my map if you get this other half of the map?
And we'll ensure you get a meeting with Lyra.
Sure, you say.
Yes. In time. Provided this map is authentic, which may take a while to verify.
My schedule is quite busy. Every Thursday I do cribbage.
Well, we won't schedule it for Thursday, or any time this month.
And what guarantee do you have for me, Rabbit? You don't believe in the gods, do you? The guardians or the gods or any of that?
I leave it to others to believe what they believe. I've seen enough monstrosity among man. I don't need to believe it exists beyond us as well.
Nars finished about half the cake at this. I grow impatient, and he grabs the sword and he...
Blast it, Captain! You will kill us all!
And the captain drops the sword on the ground and begins to clap happily, expressionless in his face. Ah, it seems that your captain has chosen the challenge to challenge me. Let's begin. Roll for initiative.
Captain's gonna kill us all.
Well, hey there, everyone. My name is Jason Sketch, and I am the DM for this amazing and awesome campaign known as The Fates, and this beautiful podcast known as A Dicey Experience. And I am so thankful for you guys hanging out with us for 9 friggin' episodes. It's so cool to have you guys all here. Thank you guys for just following along with us on this journey. It's been a journey indeed, and we've had a blast putting this together for you guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. In fact, I'd really like to get your opinions and your thoughts on the campaign and maybe any questions you guys might have. I'd love to do an episode here soon that, well, really it's just us as players and the DM for this campaign to answer any questions that you might have for us. If you could do me that huge favor, you can tweet us on Twitter at A Dicey Experience with the hashtag A Dicey Fate. Or you can even send us messages, respond to our messages on our Instagram when we post the different videos that pop up there. It'd be really cool to hear some of the questions and the thoughts that you guys might have in regards to our campaign. Also, if you are enjoying our campaign, please just take a moment to write a review for us either on Apple Podcasts or some of the other awesome places that let you write reviews for our podcast. I'd love to see what you guys think about what we do here on A Dicey Experience and maybe some thoughts on how we could improve. We want to provide the best quality show that we can for you with the best compelling story and the most exciting and invigorating characters that we can come up with and design. I've got lots of cool plans up ahead, but having your thoughts and ideas may impact how some of those plans change, and I'd love to see what those are. On top of that, in our social media, if you wouldn't mind sending me some magic item ideas. We've already got some really cool ideas from you guys, and I'd love to see some more thoughts out there. Because, you know, the party's getting ready to do some more adventuring here soon. And with all the looting they get to do with that, they might come across some cool items, and it might be some that you suggest or even make up with your brilliant minds. And I'd love to have those thoughts and ideas. That's really all we have to share right now, except for the fact that, you know, you can always join us on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/JasonSketch. I'm streaming at least twice a week doing some different games, and we're getting close to the end of campaign 2, game 2, Kingdom Hearts 2 of the Kingdom Hearts series. And so it's the third game of the series, and we're almost done, and we're getting ready to do, I guess, what they call days afterwards. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of following the path that the viewers have provided for me. And so I'm pretty excited about that, and I hope to get to see you guys all there and join me on that adventure as well. We've got some other cool things coming up too. We make on that stream, we make some NPCs that actually are going to end up appearing in the campaign. And the way that works is you just pay with channel points, and based on channel points, you help us to grow and develop these NPCs and give thoughts and ideas on how some of these NPCs might come into fruition into the story. And I think it'd be really neat to have some other folks come in and just help provide some different things, or even get some different thoughts to help leading and growing these NPCs, becoming something new and more exciting along the way. Man, I think that's all we've got going right now. I do appreciate you guys again listening to episode 9. And man, if y'all could just tweet us on Twitter and just let us know, hey, I listened to your episode and here's the cool things I liked about it, we would really appreciate that. As always, guys, we're super excited to venture back into the adventure, and thank you for taking the time to listen to what we are putting together. This really means a lot that you guys have done so. All right, see you back in the episode. Bye-bye. Uh, 25 to 20.
23.
20 to 15.
19.
12.
All right, Sean.
All right. I, John, am going to just stand up, push my chair back a little bit and lean over the table to where my hand is resting right next to my flintlock. Casually, not like I'm reaching for it or anything. And I'm just gonna look at the Nilbog and kind of shrug my shoulders and say, look, surely there's something that we can work out here. Our captain's a bit of a hothead. There's surely something you need that we can offer. And I'm going to be holding my action, and if anything moves towards any of us to attack, I'm taking a shot at it.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Okay. It's 12 plus 7, 19.
Oh, want to get me something, I see. You can't get me a date? You don't know when she's going to appear?
An idea just struck me.
Oh.
How would you like your very own Dragonborn? And I motion over to Captain Nadar.
I've had my own pet Dragonborn long ago. I learned from the Gems of Hell that slavery is not a good thing. I've stopped doing that. Thank you, though. You have anything else to offer? A quest you want to go on or anything?
My forefathers always told me you don't go on a quest to prove your worth. But surely a deal can be struck.
How about this? What if I get to ride your boat? Can I go for a ride on your boat?
John looks over at Lucas and Bull.
A ride on the boat in exchange for the map?
Ooh, yes. I get to ride on your boat and be a part of your journeys. And you get the map. Because it comes with me.
After seeing what he did to the captain, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Captain's still clapping.
Seems too much of a liability.
Yeah. I don't want to become a clapping monkey and just fall off the ship at some point.
Oh, I won't do that to you.
That's pretty much going to happen with me.
Oh. You're so fun. You're so entertaining.
King... sorry, what is your name? King what?
I am the Nilbog. Guardian of the Goblins.
King Nilbog, Guardian of the Goblins. You don't do slavery, you said.
Yes. Slavery is bad. The Jim's taught me that.
John points up at the goblins who are tied and hanging from the ceiling. What are they?
They're not slaves.
He points back to the bugbears that are mindlessly guarding the door. And what are they?
The ones in the sky are in case of casualty. They volunteered for work.
I'm sure Nadar would volunteer. He's quite the hardy man.
No. Trial by fire or adventure on the boat. Whatever you prefer. But if we don't hurry up here soon, the next turn order will begin. The DM is getting impatient.
John looks at Lucas and Bull one more time, just kind of arches an eyebrow.
Wouldn't notice me more than a fly on the wall, I promise.
I mean, if it gets us the map without dying.
Yeah, to save ourselves, we'll have to accept. I don't know how we can get out of here alive.
Splendid! And the Nilbog poofs his way back down to the table. He's got now a document in his hand. The document just says the Nilbog is free to travel on the string with the Fates, and is to do anything that he pleases.
Can we amend said contract
Okay.
and put without harming the Fates or the ship in any way?
He laughs. Claps his hands. I can do that. That sounds good to me.
That also means you're going to have to turn the captain back to his conscious self.
Well,
Not that this...
I mean-
this clapping version isn't much worse than what he was to begin with, but
Oh, that's fine with me.
at least he could steer the ship beforehand.
Yes, I can do that.
before you do that, and John gives one more glance around at his fellow crewmates, perhaps you have some interest in the treasure that is at the end of this map?
Oh, yes. I have never traveled in the terminal. It's been a long time.
Perhaps we could just turn our backs as some of the treasure disappears in exchange for something we could use?
Travel with you and then get some extra items?
Well, you can travel with us and you don't harm us and we get to the treasure and you take some of the treasure and then we get a request of our own.
Oh, yes. What kind of request?
Well, let's keep that open-ended.
Ooh, yes, I like mysteries. Mysteries are great. And then he writes down one mystery request to the contract.
But before we can even make it there, we need to get the other half of the map still.
Yes, I for one am very excited to see how you managed to do so.
Do you have any advice on getting the other half of the map?
Oh, yes. He leans in real close and his face kind of fades in like the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. Don't die.
So you stay here till we get the other half of the map, and then we come back and get you and go?
Oh, no, I'll just meet you at your boat. Just sign the paper right here. Or we can continue the bout that we were about to start. I'm happy either way.
Rue does not want to die, so he leads over. Do you have a pen?
Oh, yes, and there's a quill that he hands over to you.
Crew signs bowl on the paper.
Okay. All right, and what about the rest of the Fates that aren't clapping their hands?
Can you promise not to steal the ship while we're not on it?
Outs on her.
I'll sign.
Insight check. Has he ever been a scout?
Don't roll a 1. I can give you the answer.
It'd be a 7.
No. Lucas, you sign it, you said?
I do, yeah.
John picks up the quill next and says, well, good idea, bad idea, we'll find out in time, I suppose. Signs his name.
Oh, good. I will meet you at your boat. And he claps his hands and vanishes. Captain stops clapping his hand. All the goblins and the bugbears in the room had kind of like they were in a daze.
Oh, crap.
Suddenly, the room you were standing in begins to collapse and fade, and the dazes that are over all the goblins and goblinoids that were in the room begin to fade from their eyes, and they begin to be regaining conscious, becoming into a little bit of a panic, and suddenly start to run out of the room as if they're afraid they're going to be re-caught in that spell again. Jumping from the ledge from above that you saw the Nilbog on not too long before, comes a goblin riding a warg who goes, yeah, let's get out of here, and they fly on through and charge on out. Eventually your captain's hands stop clapping. He kind of looks around for a little bit, and then he says, something's changed. What did I miss?
Let's just say we just saved your life.
It's great.
Now go over there and get those chests.
Roll persuasion check.
That one.
No, I'm the captain. He kicks you in the butt. You go get the chests.
Crew, grabbing his butt from where he was just kicked, walks over and checks and grabs the closest chest to him.
Open it or just...
Nah, I think I'm just going to drag it over. We'll open it on the ship.
Oh, okay. It's one of the chests, not both?
Well, I can only carry one, I'm assuming.
John will go over and pick up the second one.
Okay. Y'all start carrying it out of the cave, or do y'all want to open it there?
John's curious. He's gonna open it. He's gonna at least, like, when he walks over, flip open the lid and see what's in there.
Yeah, when you open it up, there's a bunch of coins. There's like a bone chalice, some strange jewel. It looks like it's got a jewel inside of it. There's oh man, a couple of other things in there as well. But a couple of the things that you that are noticeable, really. There's a large cloak in there. There's a sword. There's a book, and that's all what really stands out to you right now. Did you want to take anything out of that chest?
I just take a cursory glance and close it up.
Well, I guess seeing John do that, Crew's gonna open up his chest as well.
Oh yeah, you open up your chest, and it doesn't seem like it has too terribly much in it. There are there's some gold pieces in there, and about like 50 gold pieces. There's a couple of jewels, a granite jewel, and a sapphire jewel, and a ruby. But that's about all you find inside this chest.
I'll close it back, and we'll distribute on the ship.
So yeah, you make your way out of the cave, no problem. You travel out through the hallway, down back to the main eating area, back down past the waterfall and out the mouth of the cave. No goblins seem to bother you. If there are any that you see, other than that, they really just kind of just stay out of your way. Even when you're walking back through the bamboo forest, you don't really seem to notice anything. Everything kind of just seems to be quiet. It's a little more chill and a little more relaxed than it was when you guys first ventured on this side. You continue towards the boat and start making your way there, and when you're about 30-40 feet away, you begin to hear a little bit of commotion coming from the boat. What do you do?
Y'all hear that? What's going on?
I'm
What's up?
I'm wondering if signing this contract might end up being more trouble than it was worth.
What contract? What did you do?
None of your concern.
Oh yes, there's plenty of concern if there's some sort of expectation on my end that I must follow through with.
Well, considering the alternative was your life.
Yes, you're welcome. The word you're looking for is thank you.
Well, thank you. You want me to say thank you for, we don't have time for this. John, John, just go check on what's happening on the ship.
Well, I have this giant chest in my hands. Why don't you take it from me, and then I can perhaps be useful?
Snatches it from you. Hurry up!
So yeah, I'll use my rabbity quickness and hop up there as quick as I can and take a look around, see what's going on the ship.
You're over the edge. 3 kobolds on your ship. One is tying a large rock to your mast, and 2 other kobolds are rolling the giant egg away. You guys took.
I pull out my pistol and just fire a shot up into the air to hopefully scare them and shoo them away.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Intimidation, 18 total.
Yeah. They all scream. The one that was tying the rock to the mast piece on the deck. And they run towards the edge of the ship, dive into the water, and start.
They leave the egg?
They leave the egg. Yeah, the egg starts rolling around on the deck. You guys just saw Jean fire a gun.
Crew runs as fast as he can towards Jean, still carrying the chest. What's going on?
Bunch of kobolds on the ship trying to make off with our egg.
Did they take it?
No, I scared them away, but I imagine, like many other creatures, they will come back quickly in greater numbers.
And in greater numbers.
Oh man, well it would probably be wise if we hid that egg a little better.
It's your suggestion, Captain. We can't fit it into storage.
Does our ship have a rowboat?
Would y'all's ship have a rowboat?
Are we rich pirates or are we poor pirates?
Poor pirates.
Then probably not.
Yeah, and it is the size of the ship is a little small to have a rowboat.
Well then, no rowboat 'em.
Do we trust our new friend to take care of the ship?
Friend?
Hush, we're not talking to you.
Why wouldn't you be talking to me? This is my ship.
And just completely ignoring what the captain is saying. Considering they want to sail with us, I would assume they would want the ship to stay intact.
What if we get a little ways from the island and, anchor the ship out there? That way we don't have to worry about it being ransacked while we're not around.
But then that would require us to swim back to shore.
It would.
We all know how you do with being wet.
Well, it was a very stormy day the other day, and it was quite amusing to see John wet. But I'm in the same boat with him. I don't feel like swimming. I'm not a big fan of it.
Well, you can fly, Captain.
Oh yeah, I can. Sucks to be you.
I like the idea that he's dumb enough that he forgets that he can swim or fly, and so he spends half the time walking around and swimming when he should be flying.
Crew is just wondering how he has gotten into this situation. Every time something like this happens.
It's just an idea. We can leave it here and try and secure the egg better. It was just a thought.
Very well, make sure it's tied up well. We're going to be here for a few more days. We've got to find the other half of that map. It's kind of important to make this thing work.
Well, we have good intel that the kobolds do have it.
Who told you that?
It's none of your concern. You're not in charge here now.
Excuse me? I am the captain. I ship the strait.
Are we on the ship right now?
Guess not.
All right, then. When we get back on the ship, you can be in charge. But right now, and John stomps his feet, we're on land!
Roll a persuasion check.
Dang it. 10.
Walks up to you on the edge there. I rolled a natural 20 for a strength check. Do you want to roll against that?
I mean, it's going to be less. So no.
Not anymore, you're not. And he pushes you into the river below. It takes you a minute, but you kind of have to make your way back to the goblin side where the switchbacks are to be able to get back onto the boat. He turns and looks at the other two and says, "Anybody else want to challenge my leadership?"
Crew just kind of gets in step behind him.
Lucas has an armful of paragon fruit that he's been collecting along the way, and I just shake my head.
Very good. Roll me a d12.
5.
All right, yeah, you found 5 paragon fruit along your travels. Yeah, you make it back down to your ship, and Captain kind of looks at you guys and says, "Well, it's almost nighttime. Perhaps we should get some rest."
Sounds like a plan to me. I was going to go untie the rock. I'm assuming since it was kobolds putting it on there, it's actually more like a pebble.
Oh yeah. It's a lot smaller than the size of your egg, but they figured it was big enough for you to assume it might be your egg in actual reality. Obviously, they were wrong.
He's going to pick it up and chunk it as hard as he can into the kobold island.
Okay, roll a strength check.
10.
Yeah, it makes about halfway there, and it splashes water back onto the boat as it lands in the river below, splashing John, just right after he started to get a little dry.
Cole, have I ever told you that I really don't like you very much?
John, have I told you that I really don't care?
I don't remember, but I'm sure you have.
We need to secure this egg. Help me push it.
Fine.
We have some chains below deck. Let's try chains instead of rope this time. Lucas, what's for dinner?
Sir, after what we just went through, I'm going to cook something very special tonight. Poached quail eggs and duck.
Yes, that sounds wonderful. Lucas, I'm very excited. I'm gonna go to my captain's quarters and freshen up.
As the captain is walking away, Crew's just sitting there making mocking faces at his back.
John, elbows him in the ribs and says, do the one where he's clapping.
So then you just see Crew look like one of those tambourine monkeys.
Yeah.
Kind of like stiff-legged walking around.
Perfect. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. I'm sure they're perfect renditions of making fun of the captain. What else would you guys like to do as you end the night?
Rue, firstly, is going to go back to his room and make sure his tome is still there.
Yeah. Roll an investigation check.
13.
Yeah, man. It's exactly where you left it.
He's going to pick it up and see if there's anything new in it. Just sit on his bed and read through. I'm assuming we're taking a long rest here as well.
Yes. Yeah. You'll be taking a long rest here. John, is there anything you want to do as we close out for the night?
Jean's gonna check his egg, make sure it's still there, and just, like one little finger very gingerly, like just poke it, see if it starts talking again.
Papa.
John's gonna walk out, go back above deck. Regardless of what the captain has said or already done, he's going to, pull up the anchor, let out the sails, and get us out of this little inlet and back out to sea for the night. Find some kind of harbor or something. Or not harbor, but like a bay where we can have some distance and don't have to worry about kobolds climbing aboard.
So you move the boat for
Yeah.
the night. You go north or south?
I go back out the way we came, which I would imagine being south.
Yes.
Probably just back to the mouth of this little river, or whatever you want to call it, between the two sections of the island.
So no problem. You can take the boat out of this river and back out to sea. You can drop anchor there. That's no problem.
Yep, and then drop anchor there and go to bed for the night. It would normally be Jean, but he's exhausted and perturbed. His pride has been hurt, so he just wants to sleep.
Once I finished cooking, I disappeared and I spent the night in my room, sitting on my bed and clutching my my symbol of Lyra that I hang around my neck, and just thinking about the day.
Are you thinking about anything in particular about the day?
Just trying to figure out why or how he knew or what the future could hold now that this thing is on our boat and apparently knows about my patron and somehow is a guardian.
Awesome. Are you wanting to talk to your patron about that?
I guess I don't try and communicate, but I just think out loud, like how he called himself a guardian and called her a guardian. How would they be connected?
Okay, yeah. While you're saying that out loud, why don't you roll me a religion check?
12.
Though it doesn't seem to answer your question, but you find yourself again, and it's almost as if she's moving your hand over to the stone that your friend gave you all those years ago. It's warm and adds a little more peace to the situation.
Just take a deep sigh and then try and get some sleep.
Camera fades in, and we kind of watch as you all are heading to bed. John, what's your nightly bed routine?
Bed routine.
Yeah, man. Like, do you put a fancy cloak on? Do you grab a pipe and blow bubbles out of it? Do you read a book or I don't know, like nestle closely on top of your egg there, kind of just sitting on top of it and add some warmth and comfort to it? What do you do to prepare yourself to get ready for bed?
He'll go through just his typical routine, putting on his night clothes or whatever, and just kind of freshening up just a little bit. And normally he just sleeps in his hammock, doesn't have much attention for anything else. But now that he's got this egg, he kind of, like before, but a little less apprehensively, reaches out with the whole hand and puts the hand on the egg for a second. We gotta work on that name, man. How about you call me just John? My name is John. You can call me John.
John.
Yes. And what should I call you?
The camera leaves that room. Goes into Lucas's room. Lucas, what is your bed routine? What does that look like?
He checks over the jars of fermenting stuff and his spices and making sure that he's stocked up on all of those, and looks over some of his recipe books and tries to jot down a new recipe using the paragon fruit that he picked up. After he puts his recipe book away, he just jumps in bed.
The camera watches as you crawl into bed and then slowly fades out of the room as the candlelight begins to fade. It makes its way down the hallway and goes underneath the crack into Crew's room, and we begin to see what Crew does as he begins to venture off to dreamland.
So as the camera comes in, see Crew sitting on his bed, reading over his tome, trying to memorize it word for word at this point. Once he's read through it a little bit, see him kind of lean back, grab his ring, and just start thinking of his past, thinking of the friends that he left in Tortune and how he ended up in this big mess, and just will keep pondering onto that until sleep finds him.
As you close your eyes, the camera doesn't leave your face. It stays focused on you for just a moment longer. And then we hear a voice in your head, one that is quite familiar to you. And it says, "Lieutenant Crew, you have not checked in with us for a week and a half. Where are you?" And that's where we'll end tonight's episode of A Dicey Experience. Thank you all for hanging out with us.